When it comes to modern relationships, many men are not sure if they want to get serious with a modern woman. Most men are attracted to the fake beauty of modern women, but the Sigma man knows what's really going on. Sigma male is independent, smart, and doesn't just blindly follow or fit in with what most people do. He doesn't put up with a modern woman's attitude or treat her like a goddess. Even though the list of reasons why Sigma males avoid modern women could go on and on, here are the top 12 ones. 1. They can fall for any man with a lot of money. Unfortunately, it's not unusual for a modern woman to fall in love with a man who has a lot of money. They're often too easily fooled by a man's money and flashy gifts, even if he doesn't have any other qualities they like. Even if this isn't true for all women, Sigma men usually stay away from relationships like this. These women choose men not by their hearts but by how much money they have. For a Sigma man, this is a huge warning sign that she doesn't think much of herself. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to be financially stable, but modern women often lack emotional stability and are too willing to give up their true values for money. Often, they make decisions based on material things that Sigma men don't like buying a designer handbag or going on a fancy vacation. Not only is it very annoying, but it also shows that the woman has no personality. 2. They care too much about how they look. Most of the time, these women are obsessed with getting the perfect Instagram selfie and following the latest beauty trends without thinking about how extreme diets and plastic surgery might affect their health. Sigma men don't find this attractive because they care more about how a woman makes them feel than how she looks. Of course, it's important to take care of your body and look nice. But Sigma men like women who are comfortable in their own skin and don't worry about silly things like beauty standards. Even though these women are quick to criticize their bodies, Sigma men find this insecurity very off-putting. This obsession with physical beauty often spills over into other parts of her life, and Sigma males don't want to invest in her shallow goals. 3. They have too high standards for men. Most modern women have very high standards for men and look for the perfect partner. Whether it's money, looks, or a good education, these women have too high of standards for their potential partners. Sigma males don't agree with this unrealistic goal because they don't believe in the idea of perfection. They don't want to live up to someone else's expectations and would rather have a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. It's fine to have high standards, but it's not reasonable to expect perfection. They don't want to be put in a box or made to feel bad about themselves because of how they look or how much money they have. This is why Sigma men often shy away from modern women and would rather be with someone whose expectations are more realistic. 4. They want to have complete say in whatever their partner does. Some women can be too bossy and try to tell their partner what to do and what not to do. Sigma males can't stand people who act like they own everything. They want a woman who doesn't constantly get in their way and lets them think and make decisions on their own. A relationship should be based on respect for each other, not on one person trying to be in charge of the other. Sigma men don't want to be in a situation where they are constantly told what to do and how to act, because that will only make them angry and frustrated. They would much rather have a partner who trusts them and lets them make their own choices without any pressure or manipulation. When Sigma males see this kind of behavior, they usually pull away or even end the relationship altogether. 5. They don't get the idea of independence. Modern women often depend too much on men, either financially or emotionally, and are too quick to give up their freedom in exchange for security. Sigma men don't like this lack of independence because they like it when a woman is strong, resilient, and able to take care of herself. A Sigma man won't commit to a woman who is looking for someone else to take care of her or fill the hole in her life. He wants to be with someone who is sure of herself and can deal with life's problems without always needing help. This independence is often missing in this type of woman, which makes it hard for Sigma men to take these relationships seriously. It's great to have a partner who can help you out, but modern women depend too much on their partners, which Sigma males won't stand for. 6. They are glued to their phones and social media. A lot of women are always scrolling through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook on their phones. As a Sigma male, he values his privacy and won't put up with anyone who isn't in the moment. He doesn't need approval from other people all the time and doesn't need to check his phone all the time. If he sees that a woman is more interested in her phone than in their relationship, he will probably pull away. When you have a strong connection with someone, you can forget about the other things going on in your life and just focus on each other. Even though it's understandable that some women depend on their personal brands to make a living, it can sometimes go too far. Sigma men don't like it when you try to look perfect online, and they will often find someone else who is more interested in the present. 7. They're too sensitive and overreact to small things. Some women are too quick to judge and get hurt by things that weren't meant to hurt them. Sigma males can't stand this kind of oversensitivity. They don't want to be afraid of saying the wrong thing and making a woman angry all the time. They value honesty and openness in relationships, which is hard for someone who is always on edge to do. How can a man believe that a woman won't take things out of context or make them bigger than they are if she takes everything personally and gets offended easily? This makes it hard for Sigma to open up and be himself, which is why he often chooses partners who aren't as dramatic. 8. They stay in touch with ex-partners for much too long. Most of the time, Sigma males are done with their past relationships and don't want to stay in touch with their exes. They don't want to be in a situation where they constantly compare themselves to someone from the past or feel like they aren't good enough for the woman they are with now. If a woman keeps in touch with her ex-boyfriends just in case they can get back together, the Sigma man will not want to stay with her. He cares about loyalty and trust, which is hard to give to someone who isn't ready to move on. So he usually ends things rather than stay in a relationship where he doesn't feel safe. Even though not every woman who stays in touch with her ex is doing it on purpose, Sigma men will still stay away if they feel any doubt or hesitancy. 9. They have little gratitude for what they have and are constantly focused on what they lack or wish they had. A lot of women tend to take what they have for granted. This can be anything from having a stable job to living in a comfortable home to taking luxurious vacations. Sigma males won't put up with someone who doesn't appreciate what they already have, because that sends the message that nothing is ever enough. This will never make a Sigma man happy, since they value being happy with what they have and living in the moment. It's normal to want more out of life, but a Sigma wants to be with someone who can also enjoy and be grateful for what they already have. It's great to want something bigger and better, but people shouldn't lose sight of what's right in front of them. If a woman can't stop and enjoy the moment, this is a huge warning sign that she is a Sigma. 10. Conversations with them tend to be empty. What could be worse than a partner who always talks but never says anything important? Sigma men like women who have depth and insight, so they won't be interested in someone who just talks without adding anything to the conversation. They want someone who has real ideas and thoughts, not just small talk that doesn't mean anything. It's not what you say, it's what you mean, as the saying goes. A Sigma man won't be impressed by someone who can fill a room with sound without putting much thought into it. He wants someone who can think critically and knows when to be quiet and listen. A Sigma likes it when you can say what you think and why. If a woman doesn't have this, chances are she won't be worth the trouble. 11. They usually act like they deserve something. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, but anyone who acts like the world owes them something turns Sigma males off. The feeling of being owed something is not attractive at all, and it can lead to misunderstandings and fights. They like people who work hard and are humble. Someone who wants everyone to do what they want won't get very far with them. In their eyes, being humble and thankful goes a long way. A Sigma man knows it's important to stand up for yourself, but he wants someone who can do it without expecting anything in return. Sigma will be wary of a woman who is always looking for advantages or special treatment and will choose to stay away from her. 12. They are not emotionally grown up. Being emotionally mature doesn't mean that a woman will never feel sad or vulnerable, but it does mean that she can deal with her feelings in a healthy way. Because of the pressures of society, this is something that many modern women find hard to do. Sigma men want to date someone who has found their own way to deal with the ups and downs of life without having a nervous breakdown over everything. Sigma men are fiercely independent, but they want strong emotional connections and need someone who can meet them on that level. If a woman can't deal with her feelings like an adult, a Sigma can't trust her with his feelings. This doesn't mean that all modern women are immature emotionally, but it is something to keep in mind. Sigma men tend to keep their feelings to themselves, so they need someone who won't take advantage of them or use their insecurity as an excuse for her own. If a woman can show that she is emotionally stable and aware, she may have what it takes to get a Sigma man to like her.